name is Angel Balla, and as I've previously said, I'm going to continue with my One Vision Youth 2024 analysation in chronological order. So next is the contemporary dance. So I want to start with my progression, as I always start with. I feel like last year I was very much about the isolations of movement, and even though that was very good, I enjoyed exploring the internal feelings and how I could project that outwards with jittering and shaking and these shudders and kind of conflict within myself. This year I feel like I progressed as I've been able to engage with a wider range of movement vocabulary as I've moved into being comfortable using my whole body, being comfortable engaging in whole body participation, and I feel like that's just allowed me to just transform into a different, more diverse contemporary dancer. I've always been comfortable dancing in this type of movement, engaging with it. We had a lot of individual artistic interpretations as we went into improvisational mode. This was a choreographed contemporary piece but also an improvised contemporary piece. So we had the both, which was amazing. The whole piece started with me and Tanisha Handley, a dancer, doing a contact duet, mainly focusing on our heads always remaining in contact. This was all improvised and it allowed for vast interpretation. We enjoyed exploring this in our independent practices, but in the performance we were able to look at the audience and come away from one another and look at them and engage them, but then come back. Having that humanly and just that human realization to connect with the audience, having that humanity realization within the performance. We also were allowed individual artistic interpretation within solos, so we all were allowed to create our own solos, and then Daniela would refine and choose which solos would go into the piece. We used the props of mannequins, and these mannequins, they had words on them, kind of emblems of characteristics that we as humans have, such as forgiveness, love, adoration, things like that. And they're normally characteristics that align with love or are love, and things that people would want. So my mannequin specifically said adoration, and it was nice because it's something that I want, it's something that I need to gain, it's something I just need to grab onto and hold. Sometimes the mannequins did switch around, but the main concept was I needed whatever that mannequin had and I wanted to have it in me. So I was able to create a solo, and it was all about going outwards away from it and then always coming back in, as if the mannequin, what the attribute was a magnet, and it was always pulling me back. To achieve this and achieve everything that I have in the contemporary piece and progress onwards, I had to incorporate my interpretive skills, thus being my musicality in this piece and focus. There are so many different sections within this piece, currently 3. The first one being connection, showcasing connection with other dancers on stage, connection, basically different kinds of relationships. The second one being self-love, showcasing the solos. And the third one, we named it the song Adore You. This kind of engaged with the audience. There was a lot of breaking down that third wall, looking at them, dancing kind of like with the energy with them. I'll go into that in more detail in a bit, but the focus was needed to know when I went off stage and on stage, as there were many entrances and exits, and also knowing what I'm trying to communicate to the audience at this time. Moving on to the musicality side, well, the music was huge. The choreographer used this as a stimulus for her work. There were a lot of adaptations of the music, but we finally decided on 3 specific ones, and it really progressed the whole piece. And in the performance I was able to channel that, not only channel the audience's energy during this performance, but channel the music's and have that musicality and rhythmicality to allow myself to dive into the movement. So the artistic vision, as I've said, I've mentioned the 3 different ones. Now, Dune Connection is about those relationships with each other. Daniela paired me up for the whole thing with Tanisha Hanley, another dancer, as she believed that there was a friendship established there. So doing this piece, I had a friendship relationship with Tanisha Hanley. We both at the end went into this massive clump, and we both shared this adoration for this certain mannequin, trying to have those characteristics for ourselves and kind of sharing it. It kind of shows like if you love someone, you'll share anything with them. Then going off stage and back on stage for my solo, showing my self-love as I'm trying to get what that mannequin is giving me. And finishing with Adore You. So Adore You is kind of like a party scene, you know? We're all there and we're all like head bopping our heads, but we're doing it with the audience. We want the audience to do it with us. We want to engage with them. With it being a popular song, Adore You, we want to know that we adore them. We want us then to adore our piece of performance and engage with it and know what we're trying to communicate. I was able to have so much control as I knew the movement vocabulary, and I just wanted to emphasise the quality of movement now. I wanted to emphasise all that. A prime example being, there was a quartet performed by me, Tanisha Hanley, Hannah Edwards and Lacey Gunn. This showcased locomotion as we were travelling downstage, but also control of transferring weight. As the piece ended with me and Tanisha Hanley being in a headstand and holding it for two full 8 counts and another 4 on top of that. So 20 counts altogether. And to get that, especially on the stage grinding, as it's hard, it's rocky, it's uneven, I had to take many independent practices, but on the day, I was just full of energy. I held my core. I remembered the beat aligned. I remembered to not arch my back during that headstand so I'd just fall over. And I remembered to come down naturally, the same as Tanisha, bringing the right leg down first and then the second leg. And engaging with her as I walk off stage, smiling at her. And just having that whole interaction. And that finished off the piece then. And that finishes off my contemporary analysis. Thank you.